Hello Saggy, welcome to my channel MANNA. My name is Adalina Bonn. I do hope you guys are well and you've had a good week just gone, Sag. So without further delay, my friends, always excuse me because by the time I get to Saggy I've just had my lunch break, so I've just got a little bit of muesli bar stuck in my teeth, but without further delay, just as I get shuffling here, so you guys know the drill. This isn't tarot. My reads aren't date specific, so there might be something here from last year that could help you over the week ahead. And feel free to swap around the characters, you know, reverse the reading according to your situation, all right, my friends? So without further delay, what's that one? Oh gosh, beautiful, Sag. We've got here the Swan. You guys had, Virgo had that last week. It was a very significant reading. I'm just going to get that one. Wow, whale, God, that's absolutely gorgeous. Now, okay, these are two, we're going to jump in. These are two creatures, obviously from the water domain. The upside down triangle is the alchemical symbol for water. Now, as a New Zealander, as a Kiwi, the whale, I'll just come to the whale for a sec. The whale is just utterly sacred in our culture. Okay, I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Whale Rider. I don't know if you've seen The Whale Rider. It's the most stunning film, and it's one of New Zealand's most famous movies, right? And essentially, this is a point. This is definitely for one of you here. The story of The Whale Rider is about essentially, you know, the youngest member of the tribe turning out to be the next leader, the next chief, the one who can literally ride the whales, and the one who's got that gift of whale song. Okay, it's the most stunning movie. And so coming back to you, Saggy, all right, I almost feel, I don't know if this is going on in your family. Something's going down in your family, or clearly with a significant other. Coming to the Swan here with the mirroring. Okay, you seem to be the only one, or like the chosen one, if I can put it in that way. You seem to be the whale rider, bear with me here, of this person's heart, or of this group of people's heart. You're the leader, you're the one that their hearts respond to. Okay, it's a calling. It's like it's a position that you've already been picked for. Do you know what I mean? So this could apply to romance, to work, to whatever. But you're either born as the whale rider or you're not. Okay, and it's spooky, because if you do hold that position, and I'm telling you, for the Sagittarius that I'm connecting with here, you hold this position in your relationship. It's where, you know, the water is responding to you innately. The animal, the whales will just swim towards you. It's this wordless, unspoken knowing that you're the whale rider. Okay, so I say that's all a bit tribal, and it's all a bit cultural, and but I very much want to give you the sense, Saggy, that you're coming across. And obviously water is with the whale, it's not just emotion, it's deep emotion. This is subconscious, subterraneous, deep intimate connection, or a deep subterraneous way of relating to a group of people, and you just own it, Sag. You own it. You seem to be the only one for the job. It's that type of a vibe. You're the only one that can speak to your partner's heart, or speak to this group of people's hearts in such a deep, wordless, ancient way. Okay, which is the way of the whale rider. The whale rider just speaks to the heart, and it's no words. Okay, now coming to the Swan, I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense for you all. I also want to say that there is a rising from the deep, Saggy. There is a rising up from the deep in a very, very intimate connection here, or, you know, intimate group. A rising up from the deep of, like, really, you know, we hear this sentence said all the time, going to the next level. You know, and it's said so much that it sounds cliche, but it really is true in your specific case, is that whatever this relationship is, this utterly deep heart bond that you have with this partner or group, you know, it really is going to the next level over the week ahead, is just what I'm seeing. But almost wordlessly, with the medicine of the whale, almost wordlessly, they are now just following you. Got goosebumps. They are now just swimming. They're following you, following, swimming in your trail. Okay, now coming to the Swan Sag. I do feel strongly this is just about you and one other. It could be a group. It could be a pod of whales that you're leading here, or leading out. Okay, but with the swan, it's almost like I'm just hearing here. The swan is the medicine of grace, obviously, but it's very much keeping the turmoil beneath the surface, right? Which would make sense, right? What has the swan been keeping under the surface? You know, nothing to see here. An absolute juggernaut of power, of connection. Okay. Now this as a combination, this could be like highly indicative of like a secret affair, for example. But what I'm trying to say is, it's almost like you and your on the surface, Sag, you and your partner, or you and this group, it might have been very surface up until now, but you've all known there's this utterly deep subterranean connection, or a purpose or a mission to your connection that's bigger than what you're talking about. If that makes sense. The swan, I'm just trying to give you that energy here that up until now, it's been a very graceful, very gracious, very swan-like, easy does it, you know, calm, beautiful, elegant, you know, way of conversing or way of relating. And yet though, what has steadily been coming up from the deep, and what's going to smash through this week Free Willy style, is like the deeper purpose for you two knowing each other, or the deeper level, going to the next level, if you want to use that, if it's romantic, you know, enormous. You know, this is a free willy breach, like a free willy coming up, but in such, I mean, if it's sexual, Jesus, it's just like incredibly powerful moment. Okay, I'm gonna let that, you know, free willy, gushing water, like going to the next level. This is, sorry about the sirens there, but look, I'm now getting the word exquisite. This is an exquisite partnership, and it's been very, how do I put this? It's almost been very tame. You've played by the rules. Swans follow the rules. Swans follow the rules, right? A swan is a swan, right? It's been very tame up until now, or very polite, congenial, elegant, everything I was saying before. But Free Willy's about to slap it on the table. Sorry. Free Willy's just undoing a zip, you know. It's like, sorry. But I can joke with Sagittarius because you guys just get it. But what I'm trying to say is this seems that, you know, it's gonna splash, right? It's slapstick. It could be a bit blunt. It might be a bit rude. This is the transition that's happening. It's going from very pleasant and very nice and very, I think you get my drill. I think you get my drift. Basically, it's going from very upper class to a little bit dirty, if it's romantic. But this is deeper than that. This is actually very deep. I mean, jokes aside, something is surfacing in your relationship here that is exquisitely powerful. That's the combination, all right? Exquisitely powerful and deep. The deeper purpose, right? The deeper way of connecting. Finding something out about them you didn't know, and it's just like now you're in a whole new level with each other. A whole new level of relating, and it's something to do with the depth, a secret or information or the deeper purpose, you know, coming up coming up into the light of day. It's very, very powerful. All right, Sag. So I'm going to jump to the normal cast and crew now. That is such a stunning combination of energies to have both from the water group, which I also want to say that the two of you, or whoever this is about, you are like utterly, exquisitely compatible. Yin and yang. Two water signs, it's just like so compatible. You just get each other. The medicine of the whale is ancient. So I also want to say that this is ancient, past life connection, if you're into all of that. But I've got goosebumps. It's just ancient. Okay, this just confirms what I'm saying. We've got here Sylvanius. It's masks off, and it's masks off what's been kept under in the deep. To be clear, like what's been kept under has been like bloody powerful, Free Willy style. That's what I'm meaning. It's if it's all been very tame, and I won't repeat what I've just said, but if it is sexual and romantic, it's like I'm just hearing tame. It's like been quite tame between the two of you, but shit, not anymore. Yep. Okay, this is a total rewrite. This is a rewrite happening inside an existing relationship. Okay, to be clear, this isn't someone new coming in. This is a rising from the deep inside an existing relationship. It is going to absolutely smash through the walls of the parameters of your relationship this week. Okay, why I'm saying all of that? We've got here the Cupid's arrow card. Now, iris of the rainbows, there's a whole bunch of meanings here, but in this, for you today, I'm being drawn to the fact that iris is the third eye, it's the pineal gland, and what's coming in is some kind of Cupid's arrow of a rising tide of intimacy and connection between the two of you. Okay, I do think that this whale is revealing a bit of a secret. It's bringing something up from the bottom of the ocean for you that I don't think you've been aware of until now, or in that very swan-like way, you could sense something was down there, okay, but you couldn't quite put your finger on it, Saggy. And the whale this week is confirming to you, it's like, yeah, there has been a little something you weren't aware of. This is the other side of me, or this is how I really deeply feel. This is the extent of what our connection is. And Saggy, you're coming across as like, you've been aware, okay, this is where it fully rises. Okay, so again, this just confirms with iris of the rainbow, it's hitting your pineal gland this week. You're actually getting it. Something's really opening up between the two of you. We've got here Mike the Myomancer, which is all about contracts, arrangements, and what did I just say before? It's like the parameters, the actual parameters of how you've been engaging with each other. That's completely been ripped open, cracked open, burst open. It's almost like you're going through, I'm just seeing your relationship, if it is like an actual contract, it's like you're going from an A4 size of paper to like A2. Do you know, it's like the actual scale, the parameters, not to sound like a crack record, you're going from A4 to A2 size poster. It's like it's almost like I'm just hearing the two of you kind of saying, we need more paper. It's like we're gonna need more. We're gonna need a bigger house. We're gonna need another pair of shoes for this. It's like we're gonna need more. We might need an assistant. We might need okay, because there's just a sense. It's almost quite shocking. It's almost like, oh my God, like, we've been sitting on this with each other the entire time. We're going to need more paper. We're going to have to write this out. We're going to need more space now. It's expansion, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Major expansion, because we've then got the spirit dancer. This person could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Not necessarily, but it would make sense if they were, because this is what I mean with the spirit dancer, element of air, and now we're coming to iris of the mind. Air, mind, intelligence, thoughts. Okay, this is where the expansion's happening. Does that make any sense at all? The expansion okay, the thing that's coming up from the deep here with the whale is predominantly going to be blowing open your mind. Okay, Sag? The thing that is coming up from the deep between the two of you, the thing that's starting to become really obvious this week between the two of you, whale, is predominantly going to be happening in the mind space, in the third eye. The developments of your relationship this week are going to be blowing your mind. It's just the easiest way of saying it. It's going to be blowing your mind. Now, what's so stunning, I mean, this, for a lot of you, this is romantic, because we've, you know, obviously with Cupid's arrow, streaking naked, and now we've got the honesty card, which is, you know, the wobbly chin, the palpitating heartbeat, the watery eyes. This is a major watershed. In a nutshell, with this combination and everything we've been saying about the whale, now that we've got honesty here, this is just watershed week, a watershed conversation, a watershed moment for your relationship. Absolute watershed. And as I say that, right, Sag, we're looking down at the guardian at the gate, which to me often reminds me of, not to be gross for any people who find this uncomfortable, but I often see this as like the waters breaking, you know, when a lady's giving birth. Absolute gush. Just as I said, watershed. Absolute gush. Again, more water. Water. What's gushing here is the intimate connection, intimate revelations, emotional, intimate revelations between the two of you, that absolutely blow your mind, or blow wide open the parameters of what is possible between the two of you. Okay? So I hope that makes sense. It's watery. It's all in the realm of water with you and your significant other this week, Saggy. I feel like you've been sensing this coming. You're the swan, okay? You've been sensing this coming up from the deep. You haven't quite known how or when it's going to show up. All right, this is the week it shows up. It's going to be coming with quite a splash. Whatever it is they've got to say to you, or whatever the developments are that happen between the two of you. It might not be words so much. It might be physical touch. It might be however the whale shows up for you, okay? Whether it's an orgasm or a conversation or whatever it is, right? There is something coming up from the deep inside your relationship. You've kind of had an inkling that it's coming. When it happens, no pun intended, you know, when it happens, right, it's going to be, you know, spirit dancer here, it's going to be quite a major punching through moment, watershed moment for the two of you. That's predominantly, yes, like we're saying, it's predominantly an emotional, watery moment. Here, this guardian at the gate, a gushing of feelings, a gushing of conversations with each other. So yeah, it's predominantly that, but the knock-on effect is that it completely blows open your mind in terms of where to next. It's like, oh my God, where to next? It immediately, all of that rising tide of emotion and depth between the two of you is immediately gonna bring you up into the mind of where to next, which is so exciting. Okay, I just want to grab that. Yep, fairy godmother. I love this card. Fairy godmother, lady luck. And now what I'm hearing here is a turning of the tides. It's all water. This is a watershed, turning of the tides, rising from the deep. I mean, Jesus. If you're not dealing with a water sign, I'll be so surprised. Okay, but yeah, just to finish off everything I've just been saying here with Lady Luck, Fairy Godmother, this is a major crossover point, a turning of the tides in the dynamic between the two of you, or in the relationship as a whole, certainly where you're going next. Okay, it might also be a crossing over of, bear with me here, it might be a role reversal here with this crossover. So this is what I mean. Your partner, Sadji, your partner's striking me as the one that's acting out of character. Okay, it's the whale that's coming up. That's the whale that's suddenly talking about feelings. it's the whale that, so there's this role reversal happening, essentially. Because you're normally the one that's up front. What you see is what you get in a relationship. Okay, you've been, like I said, you've been sensing this next level coming between the two of you. You've been sensing this watershed milestone moment, and so the crossover or the balancing out that's happening here is that where normally, Sag, you would be spearheading that change. Normally you'd be the one triggering the moment or initiating the conversation. That's what's changing here, is it's now the whale that's rising to meet you and like be an equal partner. Do you see what I mean? It's basically going to like an equal opportunities relationship. It's balancing out between the two of you. They're rising now, Sag, to do their part with you. Because I'm getting a sense here, maybe up until recently, like you've either been more like the emotional leader, because it's all water, right? You're either more emotionally mature, or you've been the more emotionally brave. You've been more emotionally brave with just talking about the feelings. Let's just have the conversation, you know. And this is where it's balancing out. This crossover's happening. Certainly for the week ahead, there's a kind of role reversal where it's your whale partner or this whale group of people that are not only balancing, but maybe even outrightly leading your relationship this week, which for you could be quite refreshing, because you get to put your feet up, Sag. You're just like, shit, this is great. Yeah, no, great. If you want to cook dinner, that's fantastic. You know, it's like your partner's rising to meet you. That might just be the title of the reading, okay? How much more do we want to ram home the metaphor? So I hope that helps for some of you, Saggy. I'm not doing extendeds on Vimeo this week. Long story. Not able to do Vimeo this week. So this is what it is. I hope that helps, and I can't wait to see you guys next Friday. Lots of love, Sag. Bye.